Hi everybody, welcome back to the Slumber Party. Today we have a very special guest. This is Byrgundy.
Hi.
I've known Byrgundy for a while now.
Yes.
And you are just like the entrepreneur queen.
Oh, thank you. I like that. Thank you so much.
So you have your own business that's called Wedding Party Packet, right?
It's Bridal Party Packet. But So the reason why you probably said that's because when I first started it, before I came up with the title, I came up with my email, which is Wedding Party Packet. Yeah. So that's what it started off with. And I was like, wait, I don't like that. And I changed it to Bridal Party Packet. So everyone always says that. And I'm like, yeah, it's Bridal Party Packet. But it's because I started the email first and then I started. Yeah.
You know what? That's fine. Actually, I have the same issue. My email is Beauty by Morgan Jen.
Yeah.
And I don't ever, I don't use that name for anything. So
just,
I get it.
Oh my goodness.
So what all do you do in your business? Do you do wedding planning? Tell me all the things.
Okay, so I am actually a day of coordinator, and there's a big, huge difference between planner and I would love to plan someone's wedding. However, I've been there, done that with my wedding, and would never want to do it again. But I love coming in and organizing everyone the month of, 2 months of, and the day of their wedding, taking the pressure off of them. So I mainly do a lot of day of coordinating. And then every now and then, if they decide within their package they want me to decorate, we do decorations and things like that. And then also part of our package 3 and 4, we also have where we do... they have a decor closet.
Okay.
My decor closet is now a storage closet because... my office turned from my office to nursery.
Right.
And I moved into my husband. So we decided to move it to storage. So if they decide they want to, I have a big conglomeration of just nothing but, wedding items from brides, from my wedding, just people that's donated that just doesn't want it. And I'm like, looking through storage and saying, okay, this is the in style, this is not in style, and just always changing out. So that's what we pretty much do. And then on the off side of it, I do have a show that I run, and we'll be starting back up here in 2027 with the wedding show.
Love
back
that.
Again. Yes. I ended up getting, pregnant. We planned for it because we had a miscarriage, and then ended up having a baby. So I'm really excited to start planning that all over again and redoing that whole process, which was fun.
Yeah, I love that for you. So how did you get started in the wedding business? Because that's...
Do we want the truth?
Yeah. I want the truth.
Okay, so here's the tea. It didn't start off good, guys.
Okay.
My coordinator was not good. It was... that's why I started. Because originally I was like... I think I might want to coordinate or plan a wedding. Originally, I was like, I can plan a wedding. This has been really great. Mm-hmm. Then I started planning my wedding, and I was like, ooh, I don't like this. And then, came down to it, and we got double booked for our wedding.
I remember that.
6 months prior, and we had to find a whole new venue, and our venue had all the other vendors, so we had to find all the vendors all over again. And between our parents and my bridesmaids, and my husband and I, we had to find everything all over again. So we ended up with a coordinator. Mm-hmm. And I should have known when we went to the meeting 2 weeks before the wedding. She didn't write nothing down. Went out to eat. She didn't write nothing down. All she talked about was who she knew in the pageant industry. And I was like, that's not wedding business, but okay. I was like, maybe she's just trying to connect because I hadn't done anything at the time. Mm-hmm. And so she ended up arriving 2 hours late to our wedding. Yeah, she was 2 hours late, and if she would have known to be there, she kept saying she's going to be there at this time, and then this time it kept being pushed back because she was in traffic, and I was like, I don't know how I believe that if it's a Monday, because we got married on a Monday. I was like, I don't know if I believe that. And as a coordinator, you have to put those times in and arrive a little bit earlier because you might run into traffic, if so.
Where was she coming from?
She was coming from Sevierville, which was understandable. We got married in Cleveland.
Okay.
But you a lot for that time. And she was doing the decorations and that.
Oh, man.
And so she did. There was a whole list I can go through. I'm not going to waste your time, but whole list of things she did not do. And
Please, waste our time. Like,
okay, I'll give you just a couple of things.
yeah, let me know.
Okay, one was arriving 2 hours late. When my husband arrived, he was like, she's not here. This is after him unloading the U-Haul twice with the guys. And he was like, she's not here. She, instead of starting on the outside and then making her way to the inside, because normally you want to progress on from what's going to be first. Because while they're getting married, you can be working on the next thing or finishing up last minute things. No, she decided to work backwards. When people were arriving, she decided to still have boxes everywhere instead of just hiding them in different places. She did not tell me that a vendor was going to be running late. Actually, the venue lady had to come to me and say, smiling, and she was like, hey, something's going on. This is, they're going to be arriving late, which we had a petting zoo, and there was just some...
you had a petting zoo at your wedding?
Yes, it was so funny.
Oh
It was my
gosh!
husband's idea because we didn't have a full cocktail hour. We did, instead of cocktails, we did, everybody could go and play with the animals and stuff.
That's amazing.
And it was really fun. I never got to see it though.
Oh, yeah.
But it was for him. I kept saying, where's my husband? They was like, he's out at the petting zoo. I was like, that was strictly for him, to be honest.
Yeah.
But she didn't tell me about that. And I was like, that was, and honestly, if she would have contacted them ahead of time, then she would have been able to, get any miscommunications together, and they would have been on time. And the venue lady wouldn't have had to tell me. And then there's so many other things that, she didn't put out. Our cake stand, after we purchased a cake stand, she didn't put out the linen for the cake. She put the old linen out that we didn't want because we switched it. Yeah, it was just so many other things that I was just like, what is going on? And not to mention her husband was in PJs the whole time at our wedding.
Are you for real?
Yes. So a lot of that really gave me the drive.
Okay, yeah, I can definitely see
It gave
how.
me the drive, and I said, I vow to myself to be the second brain to any bride that I encounter. Mm-hmm. Next, I always vow to myself to make sure they never have to deal with that, and they have a stress-free wedding.
That's the craziest thing I've
Yes.
heard.
So in hindsight, even though all that was going on, our family really made sure that we had a great wedding. Our friends made sure that we had a great wedding. And, all of our guests did as well. So a lot of the stuff I didn't even notice until afterwards. And some of my friends were telling us about it. Our family was telling us. And I was like, what in the world? When we were looking through all of our items that we actually had made, they were broken. They were just thrown in a box. And I was like, what if I wanted to resell that? So it was a lot of those things. And I said, I will make sure that I vow to myself that a bride never has to go through that. Even, if they ask for a service, you're going to get a service that's being done. And at the end of it, I was told that I was a bridezilla. When I told her the concerns, I was like, oh, I did not realize that this is a bridezilla.
Oh my gosh.
I said, no, a bride, I always say that there's not, there are bridezillas. Okay. There's always going to be those type of people. But you're never going to have a bridezilla if you're giving them the service that they ask for.
Yeah, exactly.
And that you're, crossing your T's, dotting your I's, and making sure that everything is the correct way. Uh-huh. And I try my darnest and hardest to do that. And yeah.
Did you get your money back?
No. No. But unfortunately, I do see this person on all of the online things that we have, and it is.
Oh.
But I said, you know what, as a business owner, and you know this as well, you may see some things that you don't like, but you wouldn't want someone to bash your business.
Oh, yeah, no.
So I would never bash her. But I do see sometimes where she posts and I'm thinking, don't do it. I say it out loud.
You just privately message these girls, hey, don't.
I wish I don't do that, but I wish I could. I wish I had the strength to do it. But again, I just don't want no one to do that to me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, in my head, I'm like, I hope and pray that she doesn't do that to anybody else, and maybe she learned, but she just got the wrong crew. She got a bunch of pageant girls.
Oh, gosh.
That said, you're not going to do this to her on her wedding day. So, but all in all, we still had a beautiful and amazing wedding. I got to marry the love of my life. So that was really fun. And we got to share that with our family and friends. And we had a beautiful wedding venue. The rest of our vendors were great. But
that's great. Yeah. I'm glad it all turned around.
It did. And then I ended up starting my business. And I was like, once I came back, I said, we're getting down on this. We're going to do this. And I had a couple of brides, including at the time, my mother-in-law, when she got married, they took a leap of faith on me and all decided to.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah. I was like, yes. I was like, we can do this. And then
all of that happened for this reason, though.
It did. I feel like God has a plan.
Yeah.
And he gave me this, he kind of instilled it in my head and was like, this is your path, because my degree is not in this.
You have a degree?
Yes, it's not in. It's
what
in
is
global health. In the healthcare field.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but once COVID happened, I was like, I want to try something different, and I found that niche.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a long story. That's actually the short version.
Well, you know what? That's totally fine. This whole thing's just about yapping, so I love that.
Yes.
Now you are in pageants still. You do the whole pageant world.
Yes.
You used to have like Crown Talk. What was that? Tell me about that.
So Crown Talk with Byrgundy. I still have Crown Talk with Byrgundy.
Okay.
We have evolved and changed throughout the years, but we used to be a radio talk show host, and so I kind of dibble-dabbled still on thinking about bringing it back, because I've had a lot of people ask if I do the radio talk show. And it's similar to a podcast.
Right, yeah.
The difference is it's live. So
it's scary.
Yeah, very scary. But in all hindsight, I loved doing it. But then I wanted to venture into being a pageant coach. We had a magazine, and that was amazing. And I feel like every couple of years, I always need to grow. And so as I'm getting older, I decided I want to make it a production. So we do a lot of production, which it kind of goes hand in hand on being a wedding coordinator.
Yeah.
When you do production, you're coordinating what's going on stage, what's going on backstage, making sure the timeline's being followed with the contestants. So I'm still doing the same thing I'm doing in the wedding industry, but just in the pageant industry. So I love being behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And making sure that everything is flowing very well with production team, whether they're doing music, lighting, making sure that's going with what the director wants. So again, it started off as a radio talk show, went to magazine, then it evolved into being coaching business, and then I decided to take a step back from coaching, and it went into production. And I still dabble with the coaching, but it's more in wardrobe specialists. So I just work with their wardrobe, making sure that
that's really fun, though.
Yes, I do all their sketches and custom
designs.
Gosh. Like, it's fun. I really, really love it because I can do it at home, and I love drawing, like, as a hobby. So I was like, I really like this. And seeing some of my designs, like, working with the designers, and then they design it and putting it on stage, I'm like, I love this.
Oh, my gosh.
It's so fun, yeah. And then also, I get to spend everybody else's money.
Oh, that's nice.
I get to tell them, hey, we should go with this outfit. Of course, I make sure it's what they like.
Yeah.
But
oh my gosh.
I don't have to buy it because I don't have to fit into it.
Right. So, whoa, I didn't know you did all that. That's so cool.
I kind of like, we just started the wardrobe
thing.
The production, we've done it for 3 years now.
Okay.
And we've done organizations with the Miss Universe OMS organization, which is my mom's pageant organization. We've done, it used to be called Miss Southeast Queen.
Okay.
But now it's called America's Queen with Whitney Cars. I've done, let's see, JJF production. So that is with Journey. She has 2 different pageants. It's called Miss Royal United States, and then she has a new system that's coming out. So I did her production 1 year.
Wow.
Let's see, I do production and help out as emceeing with Melissa's pageant. So like, I try to keep everything always evolving.
Yeah.
Within Crown Talk with Byrgundy, but production is just, it's a wide range of things you can do when you're in the background.
Yeah.
Other than the emceeing, but I love emceeing.
Yeah, you have a great voice, by the way. When
my goodness, thank you. You do too.
Oh, girl, no. When you talk, I'm like, it's like an ASMR voice. Like, you have...
I was gonna say, I love watching your your videos. Love those.
Thanks. No, like, literally listening to you talk, I'm like literally falling. You could have, oh my gosh, you could have like your own, like the Calm app. Like, where you could have your own, like talk. Meditation, like falling asleep. You would do so good at that. Oh, my
goodness. That would be fun. That may be a next adventure.
Do it. I'll tune in.
But no, I love watching all of your stuff when it's like, you're like, shh, I'm supposed to be quiet. Like, I love those. It cracks me up.
Oh, my gosh. Yes, I love ASMR. It's so much fun, but let me hop back into the list. So... did you just, like, win a pageant, like, literally a few weeks ago?
I did. So I just won Miss Smoky Mountain. That was the Grand Supreme. So funny story behind that. My whole dream has always been, once I get old enough, I want to do the Mrs. pageant, but also I want to do a pageant with my daughter. I have a son.
Yeah.
God bless me with a son. So I was like, well, little boys, they can still do them when they're little.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to my husband. I said, hey, I would really love to do at least one pageant with my son.
Mm-hmm.
Mad props to any of those moms that do pageants with their daughters, and they also compete as well. That was
stressful?
That was a lot. It was a lot just because you're getting yourself together, and I'm used to that. But also you're getting your son or your daughter together.
Oh, I can imagine, yeah.
You know, at the time he was 6 months old. He just turned 7 months on the 13th, but you know, he was 6 months old. I had to go take him to his first fitting, which that can be a lot for a little baby, but he did so good. He tried on his Smoky Mountain Fun Fashion outfit, which was outfit of choice, or you could do theme wear, so he was a Smoky Mountain Ranger.
Stop.
The cutest little outfit.
That is so cute.
So he's a Smoky Mountain Ranger, and then also he had his suit that had to be altered because they don't make baby suits. So we had to get a size, I guess, a 1-year-old, 12-month-old suit and condense it down to 6 months old.
Aww.
Luckily, he's tall, so that's good. Also, he had a growing spurt between the time that I purchased it and at the beginning of January and the end of February, or the end of January. He had a huge growing spurt, so he was able to fit one outfit, and then the other we got it altered. But once we prepped him, then we prepped myself. But in between all that, we had 2 snow weeks that we had. So I had to take a halt because I had to bring all my pageant clothes back out and see if I could fit them after having a baby 6 months postpartum, which is different because your body changes a whole lot. So I went on and entered him in, and I was like, if I can't fit this, I won't enter. But it was becoming like the last day of January. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go all in, and whatever happens, I'm just going to pray to God that it's going to happen. And so we found my dress, I went back to one of my friends Samantha's house to pick up one of my suits that I let her borrow when I was pregnant, and she wore it for her pageant and won. And I wore that for like a fun fashion. So fun fashion's kind of like, if anybody doesn't know, it's where it's your own style, but it's like fashion. So sometimes you may have an overskirt. You'll see girls in, you know, jumpers, sparkles. It's whatever your fashion is, but that's pretty much fun fashion. So pick that out, and I was like, we're gonna do this. But on top of it, I decided to walk him out on stage too. So I was walking him on stage in one black outfit. And then once he was done, my husband would come get him. My mom and I would go to the back. She would get me changed. And then I would go out. I would go compete. Then come off stage, change back into the black outfit because the evening gown was first. So we had suit and evening gown.
Oh my gosh.
And then I'd go back out for his theme wear, let him do his thing, come off. My husband would go get him into his little robe. Aww. I would go back and get changed. And then we came, and by the time I finished, I was like, we're just going to wear this black suit. I was like, I'm not changing no more. And then we went on stage, and I was like, you know what? He's the youngest in his division. His division was 0 to 3. And I was like, that's big. He's 6 months old. And the other little boy was 15 months old. So he's a year old. I was like, whew. And then for Supreme, the Supreme bracket was 0 to 7-year-olds. So there was a 4-year-old little boy, and he had already won a pageant that I had emceed. And I saw all his little tricks, and I told my husband, I said, I don't know if we're going to win this one because it's some tough competition. And they ended up calling out. I mean, he had his little tricks. Don't get me wrong. He knows how to jump. He knows how to charm his way into your heart. So he did his little smile and stuff. And so we get up there. They give awards. He wins. I really wanted him to win Best Hair.
Okay.
We didn't win that, but that's okay. He's got curly hair. And I was like, dang it. I was like, so he ended up winning Best, Best Suit. So I guess beauty wear. And then he ended up winning, I don't remember what the other one was. He won something else. And so I think I was so shocked because they called the winner for the division, and it was him, the other little boy.
Oh, yeah?
And I was like, he just pulled, and I was like, okay, I know he didn't win photogenic because his photos were his baby photos, but that's with also the girls for Supreme. I was like, and then I was like, I don't think we won humanitarian, even though he did donate 50 items to the Sevier County ministry. Mm-hmm. But we're going against one of my friend's daughters that donated 4,000. So I was like, we don't want that one.
Yeah.
And I looked at my husband, I go, oh my gosh, he just won the top Supreme title. And then, of course, they brought out the 4 to 7-year-olds. And that boy won. And I was like, oh my gosh, we just won Supreme. So gets to my division. Mm-hmm. I win best. He won best smile because we both won best smile. That's what it was.
Gotcha.
I win best smile. And I was like, there's no way that I could beat these 20-year-olds that I'm going against because I'm 32. I was like, there's no way. I just had a baby. I was like, that's a lot. And the age region was 22 to 39.
That's a huge
age gap. And I just was pregnant and had a baby. I was like, I don't know.
No, you have it.
And my brain also was thinking, okay, I'm a mom, I'm doing this, and then I would have to get back into position of, okay, now you're a competitor. Mm-hmm. So I had to keep flipping the switch a lot that day. And so that's a lot to do, and making sure that he's okay, that he's fine. Did he eat? Yeah, my mom brain's always still on, even though I was competing. So they get to doing there was 5 girls, including me, in the division, and they start doing the third runner-up, second, first, and winner. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh my gosh, I said, I pulled. I said, I wonder did I win photogenic Supreme? And I was, that's where I was set at. I was happy. I was like, my goal was to win a crown. I'm going to win something. Mm-hmm. I was happy. They pulled and they called everybody. And then I was like, everybody's been crowned except for me, which meant that I won the 21 plus Grand Supreme title, which is 22 years all the way up. So that was all the divisions that I had the highest score of.
Oh,
I was
my
like,
gosh.
oh my goodness. So I was like, my dream came true.
Yeah.
I got to compete again. 6 months postpartum. Definitely. Scary. And then, of course, I got to do it with my son, and we both won. So I was like,
that is
we did it.
So amazing.
Yes, thank you.
I love that. That is so sweet to be able to like share that. With
yes,
your baby.
and we did a lot of pictures and stuff, and I know he's not gonna remember it, but those photos. Yes, I was like that. That's all. I was like, even if we didn't win, because I know that was a possibility that maybe he won and I didn't, or vice versa, or neither one of us won. I knew that was the possibility, but I just wanted to do it with him and go through experience. I learned very quickly those moms are warriors. That compete. I have a friend, Samantha, that competed with her daughter, and they did it for so long, and I'm like, how did you get yourself together and get her together? And then you were there, and they had even more because they have to get hair and makeup done. So you gotta make sure her schedule's good, make sure she's fed, but also I was like, that is a lot. But it's fun. It was fun, while he was little. And again, my parents and our family was very supportive and helpful. And then my husband, Lord have mercy, he's the next day. So there's something called a pageant hangover. Have you ever heard of that?
No. Tell me.
You'll have to ask your sister and your mom about it. So the pageant hangover is when you've gone through pageant week, and because you're doing so much, it's like a workout. You barely sleep in. You got to try to eat, but you got to eat certain things so that you can fit in your outfits if it's custom down to your size. But then you're just going, that you just have a crash the next day. So they call it pageant hangover.
Love that.
So my husband, the next day, he went to his basketball game at men's league and was like, I'm just really tired. I don't know what's wrong. And he kept saying it, and he kept saying it. And the next day I text him, I go, babe, you had your first pageant hangover.
Yeah.
And I didn't think of it until he just kept telling me that he was very, very tired. I was like, it's pageant hangover.
Oh, yeah.
So, but he did way more than I thought he would have to. He had to keep him happy the whole time. If he needed a nap, did that. He had my milkies that I pumped for him, so he had to make sure that he was fed. And that's a lot. That's a lot. And then on top of it, he had to start getting him dressed. And I was just like, that was not the plan, but it had to happen because we were so close with our his division, because they didn't do his with the babies. They did all the little girls up to, I think it was like 9 years old, it was up to 12-year-olds, and then they did the boys.
Wow.
So then that meant that next would have been preteen teen and then my division. Preteen teen miss and then my division. So I was like, that wasn't a lot of time for him to like do a lot of stuff or me help. So, but he did it. He persevered on.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Do you think that your like pageant life and pageant world has influenced like the way that you run your business? Do you think like
I do believe so,
Yeah.
just because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist in certain aspects. So I try to make sure that I'm very professional, and through pageantry, it's helped me and mold me into the person that I am today.
Yeah.
Because I've been doing it since I was 3 years old. So
Wow.
I've learned a lot of values. I've learned, the ups and downs of life through pageantry, being upset about something and how to, persevere through that through pageantry. So that has transitioned into weddings. If something I don't like or somebody makes my bride upset, I know that I don't have to yell or be mad about it.
Yeah.
But I can be very stern if I have to, in a professional manner at the same time.
Yeah.
But I believe pageantry is one of the number one reasons why, other than of course my parents teaching me the right from wrong and stuff. But they're the reason why I was able to, be able to mold myself into this great coordinator.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You wear many hats. You seem to also love it.
I do. I love being busy.
Me too.
I really, really love. I feel like I need to always be doing something. Mm-hmm. So
that makes a good like business owner.
it does. Well, because in business, and you know this, you always have to.
It's always something.
It's always something. You're go. Whether it's a client contacting you, and it might be multiple clients, or you're booking somebody. On top of it, social media, which I've been slacking on social media.
That's like, I feel like it's hard to like keep up with it. And
Yes.
I've gotten myself in the rhythm now where it's like so constant that I'm constantly doing it. But I can't
I was
imagine.
gonna say, you have a good rhythm.
Oh, it's all the time. I mean, like literally in between clients here, I'll be sitting there editing something and then posting it. I don't think I've stopped editing in like 4 years.
Oh my goodness, are you serious?
Yeah, it's intense, but I love it, and
Yeah.
it's given me everything that I have right now.
Yeah.
So it's like huge, but it's a lot.
It is.
It's a lot.
It is so hard. Like, I commend you so much.
Thanks.
I love watching all your stuff, whether it's on your business side of it with the cottage, and or if it's with what you're doing now, like
Yeah,
with the
the
podcast.
pod,
I absolutely love watching it and
thanks.
stuff. But girl, I commend you.
It's
Whew,
a lot.
Social media. I don't think I've updated it since my July 2024 bride.
Well, you had a baby.
Yeah, well, I worked through that.
Yeah. Oh.
And that was hard. But my husband, of course, he's a great husband. He was hired on,
Yeah.
because I had to.
Yeah.
I needed
yeah.
him to come to most of the weddings. So, I didn't, even though I have the photos, what I've done now is I'm letting the photographers send it to me, and I'm just like, I will just post a picture, because I used to do the whole video where I would do clips of like the build up to them getting married and the after party. But that's just a lot. And once you have like a little baby, that I don't want him seeing me on social media so much, or just even on my phone. And he's now in that phase of transition into crawling, and
Oh gosh.
so yeah. And he loves to jump, so he jumps out of your arms if he wants.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm like, I can't be on my phone, so I'm starting to get all their photos, and I'm just
Yeah.
gonna post and say
Yeah.
congratulations.
That'll
but
look great.
I'm back in 2024.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So, I'm sure you've had some crazy like stories about day of wedding stuff.
Yes.
And have you had like a lot of like insane?
Not a lot of insane ones. It's more, I would say, the craziest story that I have on day of, I'm trying to think, was one of my brides. Okay, so just to tell you all, I did have a miscarriage in May of 2024. And I had the miscarriage the Wednesday before the wedding and had rehearsals that Friday.
Gosh.
Yeah, it was very, very heartbreaking. So I definitely advocate for, if you have a miscarriage, get part of a community. If you don't have family, that will help. Our family, of course, was helpful. But long story short, that had happened that Wednesday.
Oh my gosh.
Me being the crazy person, I call up mom, dad, tell my husband, we're still doing this wedding. I'm calling my bride, telling her, look, I'm at the hospital. I'm having a miscarriage. I'll see you a little bit later. I will have a meeting with you later. So I'm in the bed having like a final detail meeting with her to make sure that everything is great and everything. And she's like, are you sure you just don't want to reschedule? You don't have to come to rehearsal. I was like, I will be there. So my husband gets me to rehearsal. We get to the wedding day. Mom and dad are sitting there helping decorate. My husband's steaming linens. Like, they are all doing everything to make sure that everything is going smoothly. We get to that Saturday. Of course, I'm feeling a lot better. I'm not as tender, but, walking on the floor from 7 in the morning up until night, it can get to you. So we get there, everything's going good. But her flowers, we tell the lady, hey, put the florals, which is her bouquet and her tossed bouquet, put the florals into the fridge. She put them in the freezer.
Oh no.
She put them in the freezer. I don't know this because I showed her where the fridge was. She put it in the freezer. So I did hire out another coordinator. Thank God Melanie was also a florist. And I think you might have met Melanie at the show that I had. She was the florist that was there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, she had all the florals and stuff. So she ended up, I get a call hysterically from the mom.
Oh no.
And I'm like, what's going on? Because with this venue, we were down where the reception was going to be, and up on the hill was the church, which that's where they were going to be getting married at the chapel and everything. Which is not, it wasn't a far walk, but we ended up, I get a call and she's like, our florals are, they're frozen. I was like, excuse me? What do you mean frozen? Like, define frozen.
Yeah.
Even though I know the definition, I just need to make sure I wasn't hearing things. And she tells me, she goes, they're frozen. Now, while she's on the phone telling me this, I have a bridesmaid coming down. She's like completely picket, like lost all color in her face. And I'm like, I know what's going on. She's like, we're about to do photos. I said, what's going to happen is I'm going to text the photographer. You're going to do her photos without her florals. She does not need to know about it. My thing is, I know which brides I can tell certain things to and which brides I can't tell certain things to.
Yeah.
Because I work with them. That's why I make them work with me either the month of or 2 months prior. Because I need to know. I need to be their second brain. I need to know how they're feeling.
Yeah.
This bride, I couldn't tell her that because I didn't want her to start freaking out and being upset because that would have ruined her whole day. So, me, again, forget that I'm in the middle of a miscarriage. I was like, I'll be right back, everybody. I'm wobbling my way up to that chapel. I get down there, said, let me see these florals. I leave my husband. I leave my second coordinator, my parents. I leave them all down there. I'm up there trying to figure out what the heck's going on. And when I say that her florals were completely wet, like there was no saving those. So I call the vendor. She doesn't answer the first time, and I called her again, and I guess she figured, okay, this is an like she's calling me again. I get on the phone, and she pretty much tells me you can't pull it out of your you-know-what, and you can't fix it. And I was like, I'm not asking you, like, how can I fix this right now? I'm asking you what florals can I find that would be similar to what she has requested. She spent almost $1,000 on her bouquet.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, both of these, like, that's a lot of money. I mean, the floral industry is very,
very expensive.
Very expensive. And I mean, her bouquet was going to be massive. And that's what she wanted. And that's, she invested really a lot of money in that portion of her wedding. So long story short, the lady's telling me I can't do anything. She's at her son's baseball game. And I was like, I said, you know what? I don't even have time to talk to her.
Yeah, let's not.
Yeah, I was like, there's no reason because she's being negative. So I proceeded to call Kroger. I was like, what is the fastest place? Kroger's 30 minutes away.
Oh, no.
We're an hour and maybe 15 minutes before she walks down this aisle. Yeah. So I'm like on there and I'm like, I'm not a florist, so I don't know all my flowers. I'm like, I need some white flowers, some stuff that's not baby breath, but near looking like it.
Yeah.
That's what they said was in her floral. I tell the mom, I'm like, you need to get a friend. Do you have a friend here? She's like, yeah. I'm like, give her your card. If I need to pay for it, I'll give her my card and you can pay me back later. I need her to get to Kroger and get back. Like, now I will be ordering it. So get on the phone with them. She's like, now how big do you want it? I don't know the dimensions of florals. I was like, bigger than a bouquet, bigger than the bridesmaids flowers. Yeah. So my assistant was like, I do florals. She was like, you need a 20-something inch by this many inches. And I was like, I need this. And now we're getting somewhere. I was like, yes, okay. She was like, okay, when do we need it? I said, I need it like now. I said, I have somebody on the way. She was like, okay. She said, I will make it. She said, it's going to be upcharge. We were like, we don't care how much it is at this point.
Yeah.
Just give us
Just
the
make
florist.
it. Just make it.
So it starts raining. Pouring. Not even just sprinkles. Pouring raining.
Oh, God.
So she's coming back and I'm texting the lady. I text her and she's like, hey, they're just now getting done. I'm here at Kroger. I was like, okay, take your time. It is pouring raining here. And she is like, it is here too. I was like, just take your time. We will make it work. And luckily, there were some people that were still strangling along. And I was like, thank goodness that they're just kind of taking their time getting here. I like to start on time. So I'm like, we got to start on time because if you don't start on time, that interferes with the food and other things that's happening.
The whole schedule's off.
Yeah, the whole schedule's off, which I'm okay every now and then if we need to switch things around. I don't mind. I'm very laid back as a coordinator. I just at least like to have that start time because the food, that's when we start getting into the gray areas. And she was having it plated. So everything was plated.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, goodness. So we ended up getting her florals. The lady gets there with 2 minutes to, or not even 2 minutes. I think it was like 1 minute to spare because as she was about to pull up, I had went on and started the processional because I was like, okay, she's got to be near. I was praying to God that she was near.
Oh.
And so we ended up getting her there. My assistant grabbed it. She went down. She added the flowers she was able, which were the blue flowers. She was able to save those. Oh, and she added those in there. I'm fluffing the girl's dress. We had just sent the last people out. And I told them, walk slow. I need you to walk slow. And they're like, okay. So they're walking slow. I closed it. And the bride goes, where's my bouquet? And I was like, oh, it's right here. And I was looking. I was like, thank God this bouquet is here. She was so happy to see this bouquet. She had no clue at the time what was going on. Now, I did inform the groom. Okay. But she didn't know what was going on. So she's excited. She's seen them. She's like, these are so beautiful. I love these. I'm thinking, oh, thank God. Because I have no clue what I just ordered. I just told them different white flowers.
Oh, my God.
Didn't know what I was ordering.
Did you tell her after?
When she walked back down the aisle, she's like, I'm married. I was like, I know. And I was like, and you're going to get $1,000 back. And she was like, what are you talking about? I'm situating them for their photos and the photographer's grabbing their family. And I was like, I didn't want to tell you before you got married, but when you're done with your honeymoon, I'm going to still be your coordinator because my job's not done because your florist froze your flowers and your bouquet flowers, your bouquet tassel flowers. And she was like, what? I said, these are Kroger brand. Yeah. She was like, are you serious? She goes, I was wondering, there was only one flower that was missing out of what all I wanted. Yeah. And she was like, I wondered. She's like, well, maybe I didn't, order it. I said, no, you ordered it. I said, she just froze them on accident. And I said, but she got here, she put it in here, and she pretty much cussed me out. Everybody knew about it. I didn't want to tell you before the wedding. She goes, thank you so much. She said, now it's done. And she was like, I love my florals, and I get to have all these photos done with them, with these things. And she goes, I loved everything about it. And she goes, thank you so much. I said, but when you're done, you contact me. Mm-hmm. And she did. I told her, wait until after. And you just let me know. Mm-hmm. And she was like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. She was like, no, like physically, because you might have been running around. And I was like, you don't worry about me. Yeah. I was like, this is not the time and day. I've got people to do that for me. So, but yeah, that was the craziest. Oh, wow. That was the craziest one I've ever had. I've had some other, not many, I would say maybe a handful. I've had a DJ try to quit on a bride and groom. Like, day of. Like, got
Wait.
arrived late. Yeah. And he was like, they're unorganized. I don't have their music. And I was like, I have their music too. So that you clearly have their music. And you're just not telling me? Yeah. He was like, they're just so unorganized. I was like, no, you're not leaving. You just ate their food. You're going to stay. I was pregnant too, so I may not have came off that nice.
Well, you know what? He deserved it. Then.
Yeah, I was like, you can't just leave.
No.
Who does that?
That's crazy.
Yeah, he was like, I'm about to just leave. And I said, no, you're not.
He was already there and he was going to leave.
Yeah, because he showed up 2 hours late. He thought, I guess, a celloist was supposed to be doing their ceremony. And he was supposed to be doing ceremony music. He didn't even know that. And I was like, how do you not know this? You should have had your meeting with them. You had a meeting with them. Why didn't you ask these questions?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, girl.
Sometimes I wonder, like, if vendors are married because...
Yes.
Remember back to, like, your wedding day, you're thinking, nobody can bail on me. Like, if somebody... Yes. It's going to mess everything up if one person's like, oh, sorry.
I can't make it.
Yeah, and then it's just, like, the entire day. I can't imagine somebody that would feel comfortable doing that.
Yeah. Especially from a business owner perspective, too.
Yeah.
Like, even from that, like, I could never.
Unless you're, like, on your deathbed and something's seriously wrong, you probably should just, like, show up, you know?
Yeah, my grandfather passed away.
Yeah.
The 2 days before our wedding. And they physically told me, because it was in Kentucky, they was like, we can do rehearsal. Like, that's not a problem. Mm-hmm. And I said, are you sure? I will come. And she was like, honey, your grandfather died. And I said, I know, but I have an obligation. I have a business to still run. Mm-hmm. I'm going to mourn and still be upset. I can do that also afterwards.
Yeah.
You know, because I was super close to him. She said, no, show up the wedding day. I said, okay. I mourned for him. Got there the next day. Did my job. I was not going to bail on her.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know how I've heard horrible stories about some vendors. And I'm like, just like, how can you do that?
I don't know. I don't get that either. Because, like, I see brides here, like, of the week before their wedding. They come get facials, waxed, whatever. And I will make room for them. Like, if I don't have a spot for them, like, in my schedule, I'll say, okay, well, can you come at 7? Because I'll be staying late for you. And I just can't imagine not being flexible for somebody that's about to, like, get married.
Exactly. Like, that's something that's so huge.
Yeah.
Even if it's like maybe your second marriage or something, like, it's still a special day that you're going to remember with the spouse that you're with.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That was the craziest, though.
That's wild. Who do you think is more intense? Brides or pageant judges?
Whew, this is a good one. Yeah. Oh, goodness. I need to think about this one. Strategic thinking. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Brides or pageant judges?
Mm-hmm. I guess it could just, like, depend.
It depends on the wedding, the bride, and also the pageant. Mm-hmm. Because when you're at a pageant, the pageant judges are judging you.
Right.
And sometimes they don't have to put a smile on their face. Mm-hmm. They can do that intimidation look to see if they can break you.
Yeah.
Not saying that they're not happy. They're just doing that to see how are you going to overcome that. Because when you're out in appearances, not everybody's going to like you. Not everybody's going to smile at you. Yeah. You may just get some weird looks. Mm-hmm. How are you going to overcome that if you're asked a question, a political question, something hard? How are you going to think about that? On the flip side of things, when it comes to your bride, they may not be happy with the product that you are giving them, even though that's what they purchased. Mm-hmm. So that one's a really hard one, and I would have to definitely get back with you on that one. That one's really hard. You have to think about both sides of it. Yeah. And it just depends on the day.
Yeah, I would say it probably just depends.
Honestly.
Yeah, because I mean, like, there's definitely some intense brides for sure.
There are. I've ran into 2, but that was when I was pregnant.
Maybe that was a good thing that you were pregnant because you were less. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I ran into one family was just crazy. And I was like, I am almost 7 months pregnant. I'm not moving a farmhouse table. I told y'all well in advance. Yeah, 6 months, almost 7 months pregnant. They want me to move a farmhouse table. I told them, No, that's not happening. My baby comes first.
Yeah.
All my brides and my grooms will always be my babies, but this baby comes first.
Yeah.
And the father of the groom at the time kept complaining about the venue not having a stand for him to do all his stuff on, and I gave him many options of what he could do, and he complained about it during rehearsal day, during rehearsal dinner, during the day of, and kept complaining and wanted me to call the venue. And I was like, it's not an emergency, that's not on the emergency list. I'm telling you, whatever's here is what they have. You can go purchase one. I gave you links to purchase it. Yep. You have families like that, but only ran into two. And again, out of my whole time doing it, that was the only that family, and then one other family. Other than that,
people like that just like to complain about anything.
And this is why I talk to them before I book.
Yeah,
because I want to make
sure.
Turned
anybody down before?
No, I actually have not.
Okay.
Usually I can feel the vibes.
Yeah.
Usually if they want to talk to me on the phone, I know that they're really serious.
Yeah.
They want to have an opportunity to connect with me, and making sure that I am, that there were accordance in one. But yeah, sometimes. But I've had some people that don't go with me, and I'm okay with that, because at the end of the day, it's their wedding.
Yeah.
That's not mine.
Yeah.
I've been there, done that. So.
Have you heard the story about this girl that she's in Knoxville? She's like a wedding makeup artist, and she like booked all of these brides and was canceling on them like day of their wedding or like night before their wedding, and like not giving their deposit back. There was like a whole news story on her.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I'm not sure what her name is, but she I know somebody that had her booked, and I think like it was either the day before or like that day. It probably was the day before. She like posted on Facebook, and she was like, hey guys, do you know any makeup artists that are available tomorrow? My girl just canceled on me. And there's the page Knoxville Girls in Their 20s.
Yeah.
I think she posted it on there, and then people were saying, wait, she did this to me too, and she did this to me. And so then they like got a case against her because she was like taking their money and like having like, I don't know if they had a contract that said she had to refund them, because I think they like paid in full or something. And she was like not giving them their money back. And I think like they took her to like court. I think that's either it happened or it's going to. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
That is insane. So it's so funny you said this. I don't know if it is the same story, or it may not even be the same vendor. I seen something on one of those bridal wedding Facebook groups. I seen something about somebody doing something similar. And I don't know if this is the same thing or if it is a different vendor doing something like this. And people have been posting about it. So, and it's been recent. So that's why it may be the same person.
It could be. This was like within the last year. So, I mean, I cannot imagine.
God, I'm not going to go back and look at this.
Yeah. I don't, gosh, I wish I remembered her name. Yeah. But yeah, she was doing that to like a lot of people. And it was like she was.
How can you do that?
Yeah. And there was like more to the story too, but I'm not sure what it was. Like she was like making up, I think, crazy excuses or something. And like just, I can't remember. And like I think she was like blogging people or something, so she couldn't like.
No, that wouldn't be. No, this is definitely, we're talking about two different stories. Same thing that happened. Because this person, she had blonde hair, and they actually proceeded to, I think she got booked or something.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember seeing her like mugshot or something. Yeah, this is like a vendor, and like she was taking people's money. But I don't know what her business. She was catering. This girl was catering. She did something else, and then she turned around and did catering, and she was taking people's money and canceling.
Oh my gosh!
So this must be like a thing that's been going on.
Okay, look, I cannot understand. How do people think they're gonna get away with something like that?
I don't know. A
wedding vendor? Are we
yes.
Like you're not gonna be able to like. I mean, obviously the families are gonna be like what are you? Yeah, that's insane. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna look it up now.
Yeah, you have to look it up. There's like a whole like video like on the news. Yeah,
I cannot believe. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not saying all vendors are very important, but the wedding hair and makeup is very important.
That's pretty high up there on the list.
Yes,
That's one of the first things that happens.
Yes.
That sets the tone for the entire
day. Yes.
So it's like, why? Yeah, no.
Oh my! I feel so bad for those brides.
Yeah, I can't even imagine what that's like. I mean,
whew. Yeah, that's a lot.
I have a fun question.
Okay.
Have you ever done any like themed weddings? Like anything crazy themed? I've always wondered.
No, I have not. I would love to do a theme wedding. I think the most theme that I've done is recently, actually my January bride, she did a winter wonderland, but hers was like a moody type one. So it was like, she had the Christmas trees, but they weren't lit up because we thought it was going to snow. Okay. But she did black and then the white, and all the girls wore their fur.
I love
and
that.
It was like she wore black fur. This is, of course, after she got married. She wore the black fur. I always told her, I was like, if you were a Disney princess, you would be the gothic Disney princess. And I didn't think I would like the black, and she started showing me, like, her candles had, like, the white, like, snowflakes on it. Like, she thought very deep and hard, and I was like, this was really pretty. Like, I didn't think I would like it when she was like, it's going to be a moody winter, and I was like, what do we mean moody? And then she showed me all of her decorations, and I was like,
my wedding was moody.
I know, yours was moody.
Mine was, like, very, like, dark.
Yeah.
Dark, like, pinks, like, mauves, like, not wine, but, like a purplish, pinkish, dark.
I loved yours.
Black, all the things.
Yeah.
Thanks. No, I am so, like, when I look at my
I feel
pictures,
like it wouldn't be like you, though.
Really?
Just because, like,
okay, my house is very much that vibe. When I come to work, it's all, like, because
I guess, well, you have to be kind of like that just because
I have a husband.
That is true. I try to get away. I'm like, can we do pink? And he's like, really?
No. See, my husband's okay with, like, pink, honestly. And when I met him, one of the first thing I asked, like, anybody I meet, like, what's your favorite color? And he's like, pink and black. And I'm like, are we soulmates? Because
I know, say, put the ring on it.
Yeah, because those are my favorite colors.
Yeah.
And so I love that. When I come to work, I'm very much like Elwood's vibes. Like,
I love it.
That's me. Like, hot pink, lime green. That's me. But I definitely love, like, the dark, moody stuff as well. So I'm sure, like, that wedding was beautiful. I'm sure it was amazing.
I just got all the photos back, and that is the vibes that they gave me. And I was like, and I mean, even her photos were moody.
So romantic.
Yes. It was something that I would have never thought. Mm-hmm. And it was at a cabin. It was a beautiful cabin.
Wow. It
was a beautiful cabin wedding. So it's technically in the elopement package, but, which is 50 people and less. It was beautiful.
Oh my gosh. I love that.
Oh my gosh. I think that's one of that one. And then I had a wedding back in November 1st. Lauren and Cameron's wedding, which, congratulations if you're watching. They're expecting a baby, and I'm so excited. They just announced. But it was like an Italian theme. So, yeah. So she got married at Blackberry Ridge in Trenton, Georgia. I love working at their venue. And they have two. They have the conservatory, and then they have the main area that I work with. So it's two different, I guess, venues on one property, but huge. And so she had, her details. She had the grapes. She went to different places and got the different, like, silver china, and went to thrift stores and got the china and polished. Like, she thought very intense about it, down to even, like, she had a violinist and celloist there.
Cool.
And they had, like, the little umbrella, and her dress was patterned. Yeah, she thought very, very hard about
that is so
this.
Cool.
Her husband now, Cameron, he built their seating chart. So it was like this huge, big, like, wall. It was just a big, huge wall, and they did the pattern, like her dress, the pattern on it, and then they did the picture frames, because I know that's the style. They did the picture frames, but it was like old picture frames, old gold vintage. The details that she did, down to the colors. They have a purgatory, so it's like a I guess a garden area, and it has string lights. rehearsal dinner was under that. No, it was freezing.
Okay.
But she had her beautiful, like, they just look like First Lady and the President. Like, that's the vibes that they gave me with an Italian theme. And it was just like, they had the beautiful vases and with the certain florals and stuff. And
how unique. That's
it
so
was
unique.
the details. She's a school teacher, though. So I think that helped. But it was the details. And I was like, this might be... I mean, it's definitely going up on my website.
Yeah, like that.
Like all of her photos and stuff. I've started downloading all of them, and I'm just like, the dress and the. I mean, her dress had the overskirt, and it was patterned. Like you couldn't see the pattern unless you looked deeply. But like texture wise, I was like,
wow.
Yeah, those are the two themed weddings that I was like,
fun.
Oh my! Like I mean, everybody has a theme, but those would be the two. They're not crazy and fun, but they were.
Yeah,
in
that's
a sense,
so cool.
yeah, because those two brides, they the details to make their vision come true. I loved it.
Cool.
Yeah.
If you were gonna have another wedding, like if you were gonna like just one day decide, let's just get married again to your husband that you have now, what would your theme be? Would you have a theme?
So I wouldn't have a theme, however. I don't know. I don't do themes.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Our last theme though was kind of like the Cinderella, like we did the blues and the off-white and stuff.
I guess weddings have more of an aesthetic,
yes,
rather than that. But
yeah, but I don't know. My husband at the time, I would do the same thing. No, he probably wouldn't wear that. But I wore an ivory color gown, which was a pageant gown that I'd never really worn, and turned it and got it customized into a gown. And then he wore this. He didn't know. He just knew the fabric. He ended up picking out a suit that matched mine.
Oh my gosh.
But this time, I did a wedding show back in January 2024, and Miss Renee, it's Renee Bridals in Kentucky, Lexington, Kentucky. Love her. She does a fashion show, and she had pink gown. And I got to model the pink gown, and I fell in love. It was ball gown, which I didn't do that for my wedding. I always thought that I would do a ball gown. No, didn't. I had an overskirt, and then it came off, and it was just form-fitting.
Yeah.
But I would do a ball gown, and I think I would do the pinks, like a hint of pink. That. But I would do black and white. I've seen so many black and white weddings. And funny story, my mom actually told me, when we were getting married, and we were trying to figure out colors. She was like, you should do black and white. And I was like, I don't want people thinking they're going to a funeral. That was what I was saying at the time. Mom, you were right. I love it now because I see it all the time.
It's so like classy.
Yes, yeah. I love it. And I see my brides and I'm like, man, we should have did this. We should have did this. If we have another wedding, I always tell my husband, I'm like, we're going to get married and we're going to get this vendor, and this vendor because I know them very well. Their food's good. Or this person's really good. These prices are good. He's like, we're not getting married again. Like, we've already got married. And I'm like, we might need another wedding. And he's like, no.
What if you just want to renew your vows one day?
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's do it all again.
I'm like, you'll think about it in a couple of years. But I would definitely go with a pink. That would be the details. I wouldn't do any of the florals, but like tiny details. Maybe the napkins would be pink.
Ooh.
Or you know what I mean, like just like tiny details would have just a bit of the pink, but I would be in full pink, and then he would be in the full black and white with like the pink tie and like just the small little details and stuff.
I love that idea.
Do you have one? Like if you have
I think if we were gonna get married again, I would have a Vegas themed wedding.
Ooh, I could see you doing a Vegas theme.
And I think we would we went to Vegas, like, I had never been before we got married. And we went the summer after we got married. And I was like, okay, I'm kind of glad we didn't come before because we would have gotten married in Vegas while we were there because new favorite place. Like, seriously, we loved it.
Really?
And I'm like, okay, thinking if we were to, like, get married again, I would have like a whole casino vibe. Like I would want like all the golds, the reds, like do something just like
would
so
you have
flashy.
The tables there and stuff?
Oh yeah, the roulette, all the stuff. I would want like just all the things. But I think it would be so cool to like just like have like a pure sequin. I mean, I guess my dress was pretty much already pure sequins, but something that was just like so flashy, maybe feathers, something just crazy.
That would be so pretty.
It'd be so fun.
I know it would be fun.
I wish I would have taken my wedding less seriously now. I think that'd be the one thing I would
Same.
change.
I love that you said that because
Yeah.
I think back all the time and I'm like, I was so like, it has to be this, this, and this, and it has to have all of this on the tables. And think about it, I'm like,
it's important, but it's not that deep.
yeah, it's not that exactly.
And I wish I would have like known that beforehand.
Yeah.
Because literally that day I was like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, I didn't care
We're
either.
just here. Like,
Yeah, it was just everything just kind of flown by, and I was just like, this happens, whatever. And I kept telling people, that's a Mrs. White issue.
Yeah.
At the time I was a Mallard, I was like, yeah, this is Mrs. White issue.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my gosh, I love. So let me see what else I have on here. Oh, what's a small wedding detail that makes a huge difference? Like, what's something that you just think that all brides need that is like just, I don't know.
So going back to it, it does depend on the bride.
Right.
However, I do believe that they do need a day of coordinator.
I agree.
I really believe that a day of coordinator, the right day of coordinator, makes a huge difference on the day, beginning with the stress level, beginning making sure that everything is running on time because it can be delayed. Also, you don't want your family stressed out because they're trying to do everything for you.
Yeah.
That is their day that they're either giving away a daughter, a son, a grandson, granddaughter, you know,
Yeah.
a cousin, a niece, a nephew. They're giving somebody away. So you want them to be able to enjoy it, but also you don't want your vendors asking, because sometimes vendors may ask questions. You don't want them coming to you on the day of the wedding asking you questions that probably should have been asked before, or something may happen and they're going to have to come to you. So I do feel like a day of coordinator is super important, and I know a lot of venues now are turning towards you were required to have a day of coordinator, whether
I think that's good.
Yes, a lot of them are, because I mean they've told me stories where like, yeah, we had to change that because they didn't have day of coordinators, you know, and I'm like, it's a lot easier. And I do have a lot of brides that come to me that are having cabin weddings, smaller weddings, and they're like, I'm so happy that I just got a coordinator. And I'm like, yeah, I'm happy too. I don't care how big or small the wedding is.
Yeah.
It takes the stress off of you. You talk to that day of coordinator, you know, a couple weeks, months before. Y'all get all your ducks in the row so that when you go on the day of your wedding, you don't have to think about it. Yeah. Let people call them. They're literally your personal assistant.
And I like, see, when I got married at the Corey venue, and we had one that was included. Yeah. Which was like the best thing ever, because I've been in, you know, a few weddings of my friends, and one of my friends had, I think it was just like somebody in her family that was like the coordinator, and I don't think that she actually did that for a living. I think she was just doing it as a favor. Yeah. And it was so stressful for her because I don't think she could trust that things were being done. And I was like, okay, taking notes, because when I get married, I'm not doing that. So I'm like, okay, I think that is so important. And like, I'm somewhat of a control freak.
Girl, it's not being a control freak. I don't say that.
Okay, what is it?
It is called, you wanted things to get done because you know you will do it the correct way, and you know it'll be the way that you want it done. When you give it to somebody else, sometimes it's not done. Yeah. And you have to go back and fix it.
That's why I work by myself.
Exactly. This is why you own your own business.
Yeah. But I just like, I can't imagine like not knowing that things were just like, I don't know. Yes, I agree with you. That's like so important.
It's important.
That's everything.
Yeah, but as I said, it's hard giving away something.
Yeah.
It is. You can ask my husband. He's like, yeah, let this go. I'm like, no, I need to make sure it's done the correct way. But at the end of the day, that's why you work with a coordinator. Yeah. And if you have the right coordinator, they will make sure they know I even tell my brides and grooms, what's the family drama? I need to know, because if somebody's deciding they want to show up.
Yeah. Have you ever had to like kick somebody out?
No.
Oh my gosh. Do you want that to happen?
No, I don't want that to happen. I hope not. What am I going to do? I'm all little. I'm 5'7".
You'll just say, hey, gotta go.
No, I'm going to be like, hey, I need a police officer over here.
Yeah.
Or usually they have somebody, especially if you have alcohol on the premises, they require for someone to be there, like a guard or somebody like that, or a police officer. So I can always say, I need this person out. Hopefully that never happens. But again, you got to know the family drama, because Aunt Lisa over here may not know about Uncle Jerry, and they're mad because they got a divorce and now they're married to somebody else, and they're, or mom and dad got a divorce and so now they have their new spouses, but that just happened a year or two ago. So you just got to know all the family drama. But I want to know it so that I can de-escalate things. Yes. And everybody can be happy. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes you do have some people that are, you're just like, okay, mom, this is not your wedding, this is their wedding. And they're like trying to control everything. And they're like, this person is controlling. And I'm like, sorry, you're not. You're not control.
Yeah. Gosh, I can't. Oh, man. I mean, my mother-in-law used to do, like, wedding coordinating, and she's told me some crazy stories. Like,
I bet she has a lot of them.
Ooh. This lady, like, literally got the punch bowl and threw it on the cake. a mom of the bride.
No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's told me that one, and, like, every time I bring it up, she always talks about that one. I'm like, that's, like, the worst thing that could ever possibly
That could happen, because you can't replace the cake.
Yeah. It being the own mother of the bride. I
wonder now what is she mad about?
I don't know. I think she told me what it was, but I think it was something stupid. Just like either she was running late, like the mother of the bride was running late, and the bride got mad, or it was something stupid like that. Yeah, that just like really just didn't matter. But
my goodness, that is insane. I don't even know what I would do. Honestly, you never know what you're gonna do in those situations. Yeah, when stuff happens, I've had it like where Mother Nature decided, they were gonna have a tornado.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning into this episode of the Spa Day podcast. Thanks, Byrgundy, for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. I had fun.
Yes, it was fun. So where can they find you?
So you all can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Bridal Party Packets.
Perfect. I love that. So if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified whenever I post. And if you're on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or Buzzsprout, make sure to rate me 5 stars. I need those ratings. But bye, guys.